Zara had lived among humans for 6 months now, but their clothing customs still made no sense to her tall blue frame. The Valerian scout pressed her 4-fingered hand against the apartment window, watching her human roommate Katie struggle with something called a bra in the morning light. On Zara's homeworld of Nexus Prime clothing served one purpose: protection from the harsh twin suns and acidic rains. But humans seemed to wear fabric for reasons that defied all logic. Katie emerged from her bedroom wearing tiny shorts that barely covered her legs and a loose shirt that hung off one shoulder. "Why do you cover so little when it's cold outside?" Zara asked. Tilting her elongated head, Katie laughed while putting on something called makeup, which was another human ritual Zara found baffling. "It's called fashion, Zara. You wouldn't understand." But Zara did want to understand because her mission depended on it. She was not just any alien living on Earth. She was an advanced scout for the Valerian Empire tasked with studying human behavior before the Great Invasion. Her people had conquered 17 worlds, but humans were different, unpredictable, and their clothing seemed to be some kind of complex social code. Zara watched as Katie changed outfits 3 times before settling on tight pants that looked uncomfortable and shoes with pointed heels that made walking difficult. The alien woman tried to process this information through her advanced neural implants, but the data made no logical sense. Later that day, Zara accompanied Katie to something called a shopping mall, where the clothing confusion reached new heights. Humans walked around in every possible combination of fabric, some covering everything except their eyes, others showing so much skin that Zara wondered how they stayed warm. A group of young human females passed by wearing identical short skirts and crop tops that exposed their stomachs. "They are dressed for battle," Zara whispered to Katie. Katie nearly choked on her coffee. "What makes you think that on my world warriors show their strength by displaying their most vulnerable areas? It proves they fear no enemy." The human woman stared at her alien roommate for a long moment, then burst into laughter. "Zara, those are just teenagers trying to look cute." The Valerian scout filed this information away in her mental database. Human clothing served no protective purpose and often made the wearer more vulnerable, yet they chose these garments for social reasons. She still could not grasp that evening. Katie decided to take Zara clothes shopping, which turned into a disaster of epic proportions. The alien woman stood in the dressing room holding a piece of fabric that Katie called a dress. "This cannot be worn in public," Zara said through the curtain. "It provides no protection from weapons or weather. Just try it on." Katie called back. Zara emerged looking like a blue giraffe wearing a doll's outfit. The dress designed for human proportions did not account for her 7-foot height or her digitigrade legs. Katie covered her mouth, trying not to laugh. "You look beautiful." Zara examined herself in the mirror. Beautiful was not a word her people used, but she had learned it meant visually pleasing to humans. Is this how human females attract mates, by wearing impractical garments that restrict movement? "Something like that," Katie said, still grinning. The next morning, Zara decided to conduct an experiment. She put on Katie's tightest jeans and highest heels, then attempted to go about her normal routine. Within minutes, she had fallen twice, gotten the jeans caught in a door, and nearly broke her ankle. Navigating the stairs, Katie found her alien roommate sitting on the floor looking defeated. "Human clothing is designed to make females helpless," Zara announced. "This must be how your males maintain dominance." Katie sat down beside her. "No, Zara, that's not it at all." "Then explain it to me, because my people are planning to invade your world, and I need to understand." "Human weaknesses." The words slipped out before Zara could stop them. Katie's eyes went wide. "Your people are what..." Zara realized her mistake, but it was too late. The truth was out there. "We have been watching humanity for decades, studying your culture, your weaknesses, but you confuse us with your illogical choices." Katie stood up slowly, backing away from her alien roommate. "You're a spy," Zara nodded sadly. "Yes, but I have grown to care for you and your people, which was not part of my mission." The human woman ran to her phone, but Zara made no move to stop her. "Call whoever you wish," Zara said, "but know that your clothing customs may have saved your species." Katie paused with the phone in her hand. "What do you mean? My reports back to the fleet have been filled with observations about human unpredictability. Your people wear armor when you feel safe and reveal skin When you feel threatened, you create garments that serve no practical purpose, yet follow these customs with religious devotion. Zara stood up, her blue skin shimmering in the apartment lighting. Any species that can make such choices cannot be easily conquered or controlled. Katie lowered the phone slowly. "You're calling off the invasion?" Zara smiled, showing her sharp white teeth, not calling it off, recommending against it. Humans are too chaotic, too unpredictable for the Empire to manage. She walked to the window, looking out at the city below. "Besides, I have become attached to your coffee and those tiny cakes you eat for breakfast." Katie joined her at the window. "So what happens now?" "Now I request political asylum and hope your government believes my story about accidentally preventing an alien invasion, because I could not understand why human females torture their feet with pointed shoes." The two unlikely roommates stood together, watching the sunset paint the sky in colors that reminded Zara of home. Human clothing still confused her, but she was beginning to understand that confusion might be the point. Some things were not meant to make sense, and perhaps that was humanity's greatest strength. The next day, news reports would speak of a blue alien seeking refuge, but they would never know that fashion sense had saved the world. Katie kept Zara's secret about the invasion, and, in return, Zara taught her roommate how to make Valerian food. The alien woman never did figure out why humans wore uncomfortable shoes, but she learned that sometimes the most important things could not be understood, only accepted. And so, the galaxy's most confused alien fashion critic became Earth's most unlikely guardian, watching over a world that made no sense but somehow felt like home.